I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here. They're gonna need to send in the National Guard, a fucking SWAT team, because I ain't going nowhere. Fuck them. Think they changed
the
logo.
Too. I bought it.
Let's see it.
I bought it. Good move. Very good move.
Let's see it. And we pulled up.
Did it come on, B-Roots? Did I miss that?
Yeah, you're.
No, you. Wait. No, you heard the original one. You heard the original one, and then they came back on.
And then that's when you bought.
I bought it. It's probably the best chart in crypto.
Nice. What an intro.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Shido Global. I got a couple, I'm going to have a couple amazing guests with us this evening. First and foremost, Mr. Arnold St. Pierre, my co-host. Welcome back. And I'd like to go ahead and introduce our first guest, give him a little bit of airtime here. Rico, you were with us a while back, man. We were talking in the pre-show. We all called the all-time high with Shido before it hit, man, and it felt amazing to see that. And then here we are, here, and just a part of the journey, man. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of time on the mic, introduce yourself, and we're gonna get going.
That sounds good, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That last live stream, and it was it was just spare of the moment. You just invited me on, and like I told people before, just got into crypto around 2017, and basically a YouTuber, just like Vahal, and just trying to spread the word, the message of, financial freedom and the possibilities through cryptocurrency, and bumped into Shido Finance and made some videos. And that's what led me to bumping into getting on these live streams with Arno as well. And yeah, so I'm excited to be here. Appreciate it, the invite once again, and appreciate the Shido community, because you guys are growing and people are happy with what's going on with Shido. That's something that we don't see, especially during when the markets were tough. We see Shido holding down. The community's happy no matter what's going on. We know what's being built out. So yeah, appreciate the floor and the mic. So yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Arno, how you doing this evening, brother?
Hey, Valhalla, Rico. Happy to be here as always.
Appreciate it.
Excited about things coming out this week and going forward into March, as we march ahead into our ultimate destiny with these projects that we are holding with such courage, and some of us with more glee, because some people out here are asking all the wrong questions, but we're in the right places, so that's all that matters to me. So. And Rico hit the nail on the head. It's all about spreading the message about why cryptocurrency is the avant-garde of the new investors' opportunity. There is no greater opportunity right now in this world at this time than what decentralized finance offers to the common man. And those people who partake, particularly at this time, in my opinion, as well as the opinions of these two gentlemen on this panel, will be handsomely rewarded. So yeah. I'm excited. I may be a little tired, but I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just gonna dive right in. We're gonna dive in and talk Shido, and I want to start out. First things first, I want to address out there, and Arno, we'll have you mute there. I hear a little bit of backdrop, if you would, please. First thing to start out with, I want to cover an article that came out with everybody, and that was about MasterCard's kind of stepping away from crypto. And there was some immediate concern there. Teach, if you can do me a favor, can you drop that article for me again in our Telegram chat so I can pull that for everybody? While she's pulling that up, I'm just going to kind of, go through the fundamental part of it here. FTX, all of the big failures we've had in crypto over the last few central months. It almost feels like an eternity at this point.
Yeah.
But all of these catalysts have really kind of shaken out the financial industry to where they've kind of really taken a double look at crypto. And what I'm more frustrated with is, we've got somebody in the government right now that we put in there about a year and a half ago that we thought was going to be really good for crypto, and has really kind of gone on a witch hunt, trying to persecute crypto, trying to make falsified statements that this is a security and this is this, when there's no evidence to back any of that whatsoever. We've had Coinbase come out and rebuttal it. We've had Binance come out and rebuttal it. But yet we just see this continued onslaught. It almost feels just like a targeted attack on crypto from the United States, which I find baffling, because of all countries in the world that you would think would want to adopt crypto would be the United States. But yet we just seem to be on this witch hunt crusade to do the exact opposite. That article tonight came out, and it talked about MasterCard specifically, and MasterCard stating that they are going to, at this time, step away from backing crypto. I want to be clear, that will not affect Shido Global. I know that Bjorn was crystal clear with this. I'm going to go ahead and pull this article up for everybody here. Give me just a moment.
Actually, I think it will, Val. Now that you mentioned, I think it will affect Shido.
Well,
in a positive way. Think about it.
In a positive light, not in a negative.
I knew where
way,
Arnold
yes.
was going with that.
Yeah,
I know Arnold's style already.
Yeah, it
it
won't affect it in a negative light. Let me clarify. It will in a positive light, because we're going to be one of the few cryptos that's going to have the capability to use this card.
Exactly.
Crypto.com is locked in. It's not going anywhere. The Binance card is locked in. It's not going anywhere.
Right.
But nobody else is going to be able to bring out a card like what Shido is about to drop on the ecosystem. And we did it in the nick of time.
Right.
Now,
exactly.
We're grandfathered into the system.
First,
right. Absolutely. That happens in so many different subjects. It's just not in financial, as in, when it comes to land or whatever it might be, weapons or whatever it is, there's, things get grandfathered in. So, yeah. So like Arnold said, in a positive way.
Yeah, Arno, you had something you wanted to add there, buddy. Go ahead.
I don't know if you guys can hear. Is my mic coming in pretty good, or am I muffled again?
Yeah, you're good, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying, like, it's going to affect us in a great way, because we're going to have first movers advantage with our initiative. I know Crypto.com has their thing, but they're a dinosaur. No disrespect, but come on, their practices are. It's like they've gotten used to doing the thing because it works. Now here we're going to come with cross-chain swaps, leveraging that against fiat coming in, which has really never been done at the rate that Shido is going to be doing it. And then you now hearing what Valhalla said about us now basically having all but a quote-unquote monopoly. I know nobody wants to hear that word, but we don't want to give we don't want to give the courts any more ammunition on crypto, but a monopoly on debit card services being leveraged against cross-chain swaps. No one's going to be able to do that for the foreseeable future. So it definitely impacts positive. Like, now we're going to be the true only one-stop shop for all of your cryptocurrency needs and concerns. So I think it's even more bullish. If you haven't gotten the bag now, not financial advice, but Jesus, writing's on the wall with that one.
I got to agree. And Shadow Queen's hitting what I was going to go right here. Bjorn said it will not affect us in a negative light. Unlike what Arno's getting to is the positive side of this, right? The flip side, that we are already locked in. And, when you look into this, I'm going to read a little bit of this article just for some context for everybody tonight. Just really to see the level of just FUD and fear that's out there. And you know what they say, right? The age-old saying, when everybody is fearful, you should be greedy. When everyone is greedy, you should be fearful. But, human psychology works differently, right?
Yeah.
You see red and you go, I don't want to buy that. It's already down. It's going to go down more. Oh, what if it doesn't, though? What if you bought in at the bottom and then it 100x? How stupid would you feel 6 months from then, knowing the position you could have had and then the position you ended up with, because you let fear instead of logic drive your decisions?
Right. Yeah, emotions, man. And speaking on that fear part, is like, I always joke, because I think sometimes it's good to bring up like funny analogies to make people get it sometimes, and I don't know if that's my mom was like that. So like sometimes I do that myself, where I catch myself making analogies as when it comes to like the FOMO feeling, right? And kind of controlling yourself, because you could be a group of people sitting down. If somebody gets up and they act like they're going to leave somewhere, people almost start standing up, like, where are you going? Hey, don't leave me behind. And it's like we get this feeling of, I don't know what this natural instinct is, of like feeling like we're going to be left behind. But you have to kind of, yeah, you might be left behind, but is this the people you want to? It might not bother you to not get left behind by these people. They might be going in the wrong direction. These might be the wrong people to go ahead and follow. It's pretty interesting when I try to break things down like that, so like I can kind of understand it. So I'd be like, control my natural emotions, because that's what it is, right? Checking your natural emotion, the fear of missing out. That's what FOMO is, and also with the FUD, that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Sometimes it doesn't have to even be a negative article or anything. It could just be because you don't hear nothing and you start to get scared, right? So you got to even notice your emotions in that sense. You might not hear no bad news, but because you heard no news, now you're also scared, right? And it's like it's this human feeling that you got to kind of keep in check. But yeah, I believe that Shido has done the right thing to put the confidence in the community, to show them that it doesn't matter what's going on in the market. Shido's going to keep building and keep pushing forward. Like, it showed that time and time again. So there's really no merit for us to even doubt Shido at this point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And what you're talking about there, I would call it herd mentality, right? It's the herd's going one way. You don't want to be the straggler, right? You don't want to be the guy that isn't with the herd. It's always that human nature of being fearful of being the weakest link, or the one that's going to get picked off because you're not with the masses.
Right.
Well, the masses are not always going the right direction.
I agree.
It's one thing. Kind of hone it real quick to Bitcoin. Is you see so many people just constantly, oh, it's bearish, oh, it's a bear trap, we're going down to 9K, we're going down to 7K. These people keep screaming these ludicrous numbers that we're going to supposedly break down to, but they have no technical analysis to back it up. They have no charting. They just have an emotional feeling that they think we're going to go to 9K, but that's not how crypto works.
No.
And if you've looked at the charts, you can clearly tell we've already double bottomed. We've had one, we hit again, we retested that base, and now we're moving to higher structure levels and eventually higher highs. We're not going to 9K Bitcoin, right? But yet you still have people screaming it in the streets. The fear, uncertainty, doubt is, this bear market's just getting started. Oh, all the indicators are pointing this bear market is on its final legs.
Right.
The bulls are ready to run. We just got to get through, it's like trudging through a swamp, right? Like, you've gotten through like the waist deep part, and now you're in that mud, that muck where your feet are sinking, and you got to put that extra effort to lift your feet out of it and just get onto the bank, right? That's where we're at. It's kind of a weird analogy, but that's how I would put it. We're right there at that sentimental point. But yet so many people just want to follow the herd. They don't want to stop and think for themselves, which is boggles me.
Right. Well,
yeah, go ahead.
I think it just comes down to confirmation bias. That's what it really is. People build they build these ideas in their head, and then they go out and purposely try to formulate reasons or formulate these fantasies to confirm what they believe within themselves. So that's why they'll go out into the market and go ahead and say, "Oh, it's going to do this, it's going to do that," and use confirmation bias to confirm everything that they're saying, even though everything is to the contrary. Like, anybody that knows how to read a chart at a basic level can see that Bitcoin is oversold. 100%. It's ready to run. It just needs an influence. It just needs an influence of volume, and it's going to run to at least about anywhere. I got it going to 59K. Personally, that's just my personal resistance point for it.
That sounds good. But I like the sound of that. I'm not going to argue with that, Arno. There's one more saying, and it's a funny one. My brother just told me, and he's good with them. We get it from our moms, That's how she raised us, with little sayings and stuff. But he told me the other day, he was like, there's one that if the shoe shiner is giving you financial advice, you already know that it's going the opposite way. Once everybody knows, that what's going on, it's bear trap. Like you were saying, it's a bear trap. It's a bear trap, or once everybody's just spreading this word, and like Arnold was saying, trying to push their narrative by just getting everybody to believe and it's a bias. That's why I don't like to be biased when I look at the chart. I just want to be honest. I literally look at it, and not financial advice, but I look at it like if it's trying to communicate with me, like we're just two buddies and it's trying to say, hey, this is what I'm about to do, and I don't want to have no emotional attachment to it, where it's just like we're just having a conversation of what's going on. That's all it is to me.
That's exactly what it is, man. 100%.
So,
go ahead, Arno. What you got?
I was gonna piggyback over. I actually have a saying, and Valhalla's heard me say this 1,000 times. I have a saying too, like when Jack, Dave, Danny, and Rochelle at the Quick Mart at 3:00 in the morning buying, you know it's too late. You know it's too late.
Yeah, it was something like that. My brother said, "Is the brother right underneath me? I'm the oldest, but yeah, he said it real nice and fancy. But yeah, you got yours dialed in. That was good. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, got the guys at the 7-Eleven at 3 in the morning buying it. It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Sorry, I was responding there in chat. But no, it's crazy when you look at that stuff. So kind of go through this article real quick, and we'll move on from this. But according to Reuters report published on February 28th, so this report literally came out today. American payment processors, both Visa and MasterCard, have delayed the launch of new partnerships with crypto firms due to a high-profile amount of bankruptcies in the industry that led to increased regulatory scrutiny. Well, what I would say with that is the scrutiny was there way before the collapses and the bankruptcies, right? We all know that, but again, they try to spin their financial narrative, and I always look at it and go, like when JP Morgan or Citibank or US Bank or the Rothschilds or whoever it might be, they're telling you the crypto is a scam, that's when you know they're ready to buy, right? Because they don't want to buy at the price that it sits now. They want to convince you to sell your position so they can buy it at a cheaper rate. It's the game that we play, right? And the smart investors who understand this mentality have been in the game long enough. We know, yeah, okay. You can say what you want, but 6 months from now, when crypto's at 59,000, you're going to be jumping on the roof chanting a whole different story, saying how crypto is, the best thing since gold. But 6 months prior to that, go ahead, Arna.
Right. I always look at the financial institutions. You know that game 3-Card Money?
Yes,
where they
absolutely.
take the card around and try to get you to look at the card. That's exactly what they do. They'll show you what they want you to be. Hey, here, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Right here, everybody's a winner. Pick this card, and then you pick it, and it's nothing there. It was this one over here the entire time because you couldn't keep your eye on the ball. And that's what they do. They'll go out there and give you all the distractions in the world to get your eye off the ball. And then once you take a look, they'll move it and reshuffle the deck. And next thing you know, you're coming back and you're the guy buying the top on an already realized run of the market. So these financial institutions know what they're doing. Like there's a reason why cryptocurrency remains a debated topic in law. They're trying to get this thing on a tax schedule, which will never happen because I would say to my good buddy Valhalla, the amount of money that you would need to police the decentralized finance would be the entire payroll of the CIA 10 times over to go over every single transaction. And then you have to get the CPAs for every single hash on all of those to calculate all of the initial buys and then encapsulate all of the percentages of growth on every single trade. The amount of manpower and money necessary to do that would be incalculable. You're never going to be able to get a foothold on decentralized finance, and they know it. The only choke points you're going to have are on and off ramps.
Yeah,
that's their only play, and they know it.
I think crypto that I said it before. It's like I think it's their worst nightmare because it's like the head of a dragon. You cut it, and then 3 other one grows. Like they stop staking over here, and then then staking just flies to decentralized finance, and they're like, oh my god! It's like no matter which way they try to attack cryptos, it seemed you can tell that they weren't prepared for it because it's always one step ahead of that trying to get it centralized where they try to put a grip on it, and the crypto's like, nope, I'll just figure it out this way, and it's like whoop, and just finds out a new way around it.
I want to add a point to what you just said, Rico, because you talked about staking, right? And how all of a sudden now staking is the enemy, right? No, we got to shut it down. Well, here's the funny part. Like you just said, you're never going to shut it down. And let's talk about the dragon. You cut one head off. That was centralized exchanges, right? You made everyone panic. You got Coinbase shutting down staking. You got other platforms. But yet projects like Shido that are saying, that's fine. We're all decentralized anyways, and we're just going to migrate staking directly into your wallet. which you can't track. Congratulations, we're in DeFi, so you can't do anything about it anyways. And then on top of that, like Arnold said, the only way you're going to got you is when I try to go from crypto to fiat. Which, whatever, I'll pay my taxes. I will be a good U.S. citizen until I'm not, and I disappear somewhere where I don't have to do that. Cayman Islands or so on. Not financial advice. Find your own island. But my point to that whole conversation is, you're never going to get rid of crypto, no matter how hard you try. And the more that they try to push this regulation, they're going to do exactly what the founder of Bitcoin wanted to do to begin with, was get completely decentralized. Go ahead. Keep pushing regulation on centralized crypto, because the smart investors are just going to move to DeFi. And projects like Shido that have taken the time to build the ecosystem and position themselves are going to win.
Yeah. Just to touch on that really quick, what you're saying about putting the choke on the area of the on-ramping and off-ramping, but maybe in the beginning when crypto's not as popular right now, but if it ever gets to the point where everybody's so familiar with it, that's where peer-to-peer comes in handy, because if the guy at the store doesn't care about you off-ramping him and giving him cash or whatever like that, and he just rather you send it to his peer, not financial advice, not saying anything, but I'm just showing that whenever there's a problem, there's a solution, right? Just like if there's a left, there's a right. I'm one of those people that just notice patterns in everything. And, if there's a problem, then there's always a solution. If something's hot, then it can be cold. If something's fast, it could be slow. When the chart goes up, it might be coming down soon. If the chart is down, possibly could be going up, just simplify things. And I can see that once it's very popular, there would be another way around it as of, peer-to-peer basically. Yeah.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned peer-to-peer, because there seems to be a certain Shido Dex that is offering limit orders and peer-to-peer trading coming real soon. It's funny how we've just thought about all of these categories, right? All these different angles that 6 months ago the DeFi space wasn't even worried about, but yet Bjorn and the dev team were face down, buckled up, dialed in, building a decentralized platform to solve all of what the governments around the world are trying to press on crypto. It's hilarious when you think back on exactly what we've built. I mean, we are the perfect solution for it. What you got, Arno?
Leverage. That's what it's all about. Leverage. Shido is going to leverage all of this utility against all of this backlash and become a monster. Because, as my man just said, Rico just said, necessity is the mother of invention. Because of all of this stuff, what you have done is create the perfect storm for a project such as Shido to come in, whether they knew it or not, is besides the point. The fact of the matter is they're here, and they have their guns, and they got 6, and they're aiming.
Yeah, I love it.
And let me tell you, when this thing gets live, and when people out there and get that card going, and they leverage against those cross-chain swaps, and people figure out how to leverage against perpetual trading, because remember, perpetual trading right now still is a new thing, but it's coming. Yeah. And it is Vegas, ready to explode. Longing and shorting cryptocurrencies moment to moment is going to be big. I've been talking about it for the last 7 months. I will not stop talking about it. Perpetual lending will be one of the biggest investment instruments in the world. It's just no one's talking. No,
Arnold, if I can jump in on you really quick and before Valhalla, because that perpetual part, right? We talked about it, and we're talking about Shido, and I want, that's one thing that I saw. Like, you talk about Bjorn, the team kind of seeing into the future in a way, and that was one of the things that really struck me. I'm not gonna lie, that you guys were already setting out in the future, the plans to build the perpetual trading, because it really didn't make sense to me when I used to trade on Binance and they allowed us, and I was making substantial amount of money, doing really good, 125 leverage they had on Binance back in the day. And then eventually, they stopped letting the U.S. do that. And, that was them putting the clamp down once again on the U.S. citizens. I'm being able to use the word that Arnold used, which was leverage, right? Because it seems like there's a lot of leverage behind that. And that was one of the things that when I seen Shido talking about that early on and being able to set limit orders, because you can't do that in DeFi. Right? You can't set a limit order on your Uniswap or whatnot. So, that all that mixed together and the possibility where, basically leverage the futures or perpetual trading, basically, I was like, these guys are doing something big time different, because somebody like me that got booted from doing it on Binance, and then now they got Binance.us that basically gives you no leverage, doesn't give you the same opportunities as before, and they treat you like a little kid on there. It's like somebody like me, you know, Shido is exactly curing that what happened, right? So like Arnold was saying that, you know, the necessity for something is like, okay, because it hit me personally where I understood it. So yeah, that's very very important to realize what Bjor seen ahead of the time, and what you guys kept promoting towards the community and letting everybody know what you guys were doing was really important, because it's like he had a crystal ball basically, because look at how important it is right now.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of that, Arno, I want you to go a little in depth on perpetuals, and the reason for that here, our man Montez in chat, he would like you to fill him in on perpetuals. So we'll take a couple moments here. I'm gonna give Arno the mic. Like he says, every AMA it's Las Vegas, baby. It's absolutely Las Vegas, and he's not wrong, because you can go in there. And before I turn it over to Arno, what I will say, Montez, is we're one of the few platforms that will give you 200x lending, deep unlimited liquidity pools, and we're not gonna slap your hand and treat you like a child. We're gonna, here's Vegas. You want to roll the dice and pray they land on red and 200x it, do it. But if it lands on black, you better be ready to pay.
Like Frank Sinatra said, that's life, right?
It's my way.
Right.
Arno, I'm going to give it to you for some perpetual time, brother. Fill it out.
Perpetually perpetuating the perpetual. But Montez, my man, if you're out there, if you can hear me, my brother, I want to just get philosophical with you about it. It really, I mean, take the tech out of it. Perpetual lending, at the end of the day, even when you go back to where just longing and shorting stocks, the ability to put money into already realized assets that you don't have to hold and yet still make money. That is one of the most appealing things to any investor out there, especially for someone who's trying to nickel and dime their way to a fortune. You think about it. These smart contracts will be able to play out in moment-to-moment situations where you can come in, hey, Ralph, hey, take a look over there. Litecoin's moving. What do you think? You want to long it? No, I'm not touching that, man. I'll put $50 in. What do you say? Go half with me? We'll split? Okay, you're on. Boom. They take the shot. And what happens? People are watching charts. See, it's gotta understand that longing and shorting isn't just about the actual perpetual itself. It's about people who have positions on these tokens and who are leveraging against those long and short positions. And there are going to be people out there who are going to be watching these people, watching people's hashes, watching people's moving money around and playing that game, trying to follow where the money's going, and then placing bets along that chain. As Rico's a first adopter of shorts and longs in crypto, so he can probably attest to this. It's not hard to see what you need to do if you follow the money. If you see where a coin is getting ready to move in a certain way, you go ahead, pardon my French, but you position the fuck out of it. If you see it going long, you get behind it. See it going short, you get behind it. And you're going to have all of these people in the Shido wallet with all of that money coming into the system, being able to, again, that word again, leverage against all of these positions throughout the entire BNB chain and ETH chain, and then the subsequent chains that are yet to follow, because there will be more. There will be more. Bjorn's already said that. There is no world that exists that perpetual lending will not grow the space. In my opinion, I think it's going to take over even more so than the actual holders of holding tokens, because, like I said, you have people being able to actually make money without actually holding the token. Mm-hmm. Think about it. That's what Vegas really is. You want to get out there and you want to play with house money. That's every gambler's dream. Play with house money. Perpetual lending allows that opportunity. Now, case in point. Obviously, if you leverage too much, well, you're gonna be pretty much in the hole. But there are people out there that have deep pockets and people who have their hearts in their chests and not afraid to use them. They will come in and they will keep doubling up. I mean, I think, to me, perpetual lending is the ultimate chase bettors game. It's made for people like that who just have these desires to compete. It's not even about math. It's not even about science. It's just simply, oh, I want a long Froggy coin. I like it. Let's see if I can long it. Let me get a position on it. See if I can pump the price and then long it and make the money on two play away. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm a 15%. I got a share here that I bought on a token a couple years ago. Let me go ahead and dump it and try to short it and make some money that way. There are people that will be doing that. So you gotta understand that perpetual lending at the face value is one thing, but when you look at the bigger, greater picture of how it figures into the whole space, it's just one big catalyst that's going to grow the cryptocurrency space that much greater. And Shido is going to be one of the, if not really the first real one to really, as I word again, leverage that impact into the space and grow it further.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what? I want to chime in on this because, like you said, one of the early adopters of, on Binance is called futures trading, but it's basically essentially the same thing, right? And I had to learn the hard way myself, and just to protect some of the people here. Of course, I'm going to say the cheesy thing, the cliche thing, not financial advice. But one thing that I did early on that helped me really get it dialed in is, industry standards are 3 to 5%. So, you can start with any small amount, right? And get your practice so good that even if you start with $5, but you're making, even though the 5% might be nothing that you're making on it, that's gonna change your life, obviously, but you're gonna get the practice down pat, right? Because if you can make $10 in one day and you can figure out that recipe, that order of sequence, the way that you see it and you understand it, that every time it reaches this price or this percentage is 5%, 10%. In crypto, you get a little bit more percentage because in futures or perpetual, you don't need it to move that much to make money, right? Because you got so much leverage. So, moving that 5 to 10% might be significant in the perpetual trade. But you want to practice, if you start with $5 and you're practicing, even though that 5% might be 30 cents, it might be nothing to change your life in the beginning. But I highly, and let me not use that word actually, but I think I suggest, right, that for 30 days, you prove to yourself that even with a very small amount that you can even make $10 a day. Because if you can make $10 a day, you can add a zero to that once you really got yourself dialed in, and you can make $100 a day. And then once you know how to make $100 a day, you just add another zero to that and you make $1,000 a day, because it's just a matter of a game of decimals being moved. Once you understand how you understand trading, because everybody's going to interpret it in their own fashion, their own indicators. You're going to get the basis from a lot of people, but I found that you're going to invent your own style and just make sure it's a style that's very diligent with the percentages that you're taking, and that you prove to yourself that with a small amount, don't go under wild, that for 30 days you can trade profitable, and you are very diligent on taking 5% or 10%, and you take the trade no matter what, no matter if it looks like it's going to keep pumping. You don't buy back in after the pump because it usually comes back down, and you wait for that setup again, and you keep practicing that no matter what. When you see your setup, that's when you go. So hopefully can help some people out and keep you guys wanting to be positive about the space, right? I don't want nobody to have a bitter taste about perpetual. So yeah, the more people that can learn and do it the right way, the more people talk about crypto and say, hey, I made money doing this using this Shido perpetual exchange right here. So maybe you guys might want to do it.
Yeah, I'll chime in on that too, and it's I can't echo what Rico's saying more perfectly than what he said. Experience will net gains, right? So don't go in there, don't go crazy, don't go drop $500, 200x and think you're going to win. You got to start small. You got to figure out how to chart it, how to navigate it. I'm still looking at it and I'm intimidated by what I see. I mean, I got it on the screen right now, and it looks great. It's beautiful. I love what I'm seeing. I know what it does.
Right.
I just got to figure out how it works for me, right? So I can get in here and start taking advantage of the fruit, the low-hanging fruit that's easy for me to get, and then I'll work my way up the tree, right? And that's what I would encourage everybody to do when you're looking at perpetuals and anything where you're longing and shorting positions, because you're going to make money in crypto by holding your coins. You're going to make money in crypto by staking. You're going to make money regardless when you're in crypto, but you can make a whole hell of a lot of money real quick in perpetuals if you know how to time things. Especially, and the one I would say for me that I'm looking forward to, I hate to say this, but I'm looking forward to the top of Bitcoin when that bear market's about ready to do this, because that's where I'm going to be eyeballing that perpetual, saying, y'all thinking you're going this way, We going this way, and I'm doing my thing.
You're short.
I'm
going
shorting you all the way down the ride, baby, because I know what's coming. Exactly, right? Because you know there's going to be that moment, right? Where, like, just like right now in crypto, we got all these people out there screaming bloody murder that we're going to 9.5K, right? Because the herd thinks we're going 9.5K. People like me and Arno and you and others, we all have our different views, but we're going up, right? Arno thinks 60K. I think I think we got to break 26K, and I think we're going to run around 40. And then from there, I think we're going to retrace and then move up to 60. Everyone's got their different version on how they feel it's going to happen.
Right.
But the three of us in this room here can all agree that Bitcoin is going forward, which means that all altcoins, including Ethereum, are going to move forward. The entire market is slowly but surely being dragged, whether it's kicking or screaming, into a bull run. And there's just
I love that.
nothing they can do about it.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm looking forward to it, where I'm going to be watching the climb of Bitcoin, and we start getting up there a year from now in that 60, well, not 60, I'd say 80, 90K range, right, per Bitcoin, and everyone's getting super bullish. That's where I'm going to start kind of looking at the chart, gauging the perpetual, timing it, and saying, okay. Everyone now is super bullish. This is where I'm going to start to be super fearful. And I'm going to step back on the gas, and I'm going to be right here watching this perpetual, ready to play some games.
Yeah.
Valhalla, as I'm looking at Perpetual right here, and I'm just sitting here, I think of a casino, and I'm listening to your story. I'm just imagining you in the cryptocurrency version of having 18 in a game of blackjack and telling the dealer, hit me. And you get that 3. Just right on front. Right on front.
Baby.
Right on front.
That's damn right, bro.
Like a boss.
It's because I know what's coming. I know what that next card is. Let's play the game, baby. But yeah, no, super bullish on perpetuals, man. And then of course we got to talk about the decks. And before we dive into this, I still gotta bring it back home, man. Rico, I gotta say, man, I didn't know I was gonna have 15 minutes to talk about a project that I could spend 4 hours talking about, man. When we went live, I sit back, I am still impressed that I was able to get and articulate the message, man, in 15 minutes. Me and Arno were in DMs, and I'm like, dude, I got 15 minutes to talk about Shido. What?
Yeah.
No, it was good, man. It was good, but
it was good.
You
got to keep them wanting more, right? You got to keep them wanting more.
You got to keep them wanting more, brother.
And it even worked on me because I went back and I watched the live stream a couple of times because it was just a good time, and we had a good conversation, and I appreciate, now that I got the chance, Arno, I appreciate the message that you sent out, and you trying to get on and wasn't able to, but still conveyed your message to everybody, and that shows the dedication from everybody, and it's like that type of synergy you want from everybody. You guys keep that energy. It's just going to keep going with Shido for sure. You guys do it in every way possible.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I wanted to point out here just what's happened since we have spoke. We've gotten a whole lot more coins listed on the decks. And so if we take a look at the Ethereum chain right now, you got Dione, Cult DAO, Shiba Inu, Bermuda, something Dejaro Suka. I'm going to butcher that. I apologize if you are a holder of this token. Alcazar, Floki, Veracity, Dogelon Mars, Elon Go Token, Chico Inu, Astral AI, Okagi, and Marvin Inu. Now on the ETH chain. Remember when I told you that these are just going to keep ramping, and daily you are just going to see listing after listing after listing.
Yeah.
Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 of them listed on the Ethereum side, and more coming every day. Let's take a look over at the BNB and see what we got. All right, man. We got Dollar Moon, Sheik Inu, King, Cubase, Rodican, Bitgert, Crogecoin, Floki, Vita Inu, Rich Quack, Dogelon Mars over on the BNB side, Initube, Yoda, Year of the Apes. That's a big one for a lot of people. Marvin Inu, Snipify, and Flokita. It's like the the girl version of Floki. Yeah, I just like I said, man, just blowing up, dude.
I gotta admit, Valhalla, the Ethereum side has the more provocative names. I just love Veracity and Okogi. They just sound good to say. Veracity.
it makes me wonder what Veracity is going to bring me. Right? It's just it's aggressive. I like it.
Yeah. But it sounds like if you were chastising somebody, how do you have the veracity to say something like that? You know,
yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
You know, and one thing I wanted to point out here about our charting on the decks, and I didn't even know that you could look at all this. You got stock options, funds, futures, forex, CFD, crypto, obviously, indices, bonds, and overall economy. You can chart any of this on our decks. So
to me,
it's awesome to see, man. I mean, they open it for you to do, even if if you're here trading some crypto, but maybe you want to look at the future indices while you're trading your crypto. Pull up your futures and do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
I love the fact that just the tools are there for you.
Looking at this, it just makes me think about the tokenization of stocks, which I think is going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Tokenization of stocks. I mean, that sets the stage when you start. I mean, it starts with charting, and then one thing leads to another, and it's just a matter of time before you attach a pegging to it. I mean, it's not far-fetched to imagine that.
No.
I may or may. I mean, I don't even know if I could say this on the live stream. Fuck it, I'm saying it anyways.
Alpha.
We may or may not have already talked about that as a potential thing as a utility for Shadow.
Oof. That is boom. That's what we do. That's serious. Yeah. You know what's good about like you bringing up all those different, being able to check all those charts, and the way I would use it, you want to check sometimes how the chart opens on the regular stocks during the day as well, right?
Absolutely.
So going to a whole different source, and like one thing that Shido keeps talking about is having this all in one place for everybody to be able to trade. I can see that's why we have that there, so you can check the S&P/Y and see, how did how did it open? Is it going to be a bullish day? Is everybody going to be bummed out or not? Because sometimes it does reflect on crypto, and then obviously crypto sometimes says, I don't care, I'm just going to do my own thing anyways, and pumps. But especially during the bear market, I think it's good to build that melody, that rhythm, and just paying attention to how these opens happen, because just being diligent is going to help you in the long run, putting these little things together. You don't got to get lost in fundamentals too much, but you definitely can check how the open is going and see the overall, the quick scan of everything.
Yeah, you don't get to get lost in it. Using it if you feel there's a purpose, right? But again, it's all about having the tools at your disposal. Just like we're talking about right here under trade, right? We got limit orders coming soon and peer to peer. Again, going back to what you talked about, Rico, when Bjorn foresaw what was coming in crypto today, right? Okay, cool. Well, we can set limit orders. We got Perpetual right here. We got, deep liquidity pool aggregation right built into it. You got peer-to-peer trading if you want to do it privately. There's just
limit
the
orders.
Entire platform is just designed to be the most bullish thing I have ever seen. Arno, go ahead, buddy.
Limit orders to me is I've been wanting to see that in DeFi at this level for years, because it brings the stratagem into trading in DeFi. So, I mean, usually when you go to a DeFi DEX, what do? You just buy at the spot. You buy at the market price. What about the ability to actually forecast the price? And then you start getting into chain price growth. Exponential price growth now gets able to be triggered in DeFi, and that is next level. That's the same play. Anybody that's hung out on exchange, I know Rico has, Valhalla has. You hang out on exchange or Binance. You watch an order get filled. It's like a bunch of green lights just tick, and a bunch of orders just trigger up, and the price just runs up. You really don't get that in DeFi, because you're basically buying at market sale on the DEX every single time. But with limit orders, you'll have hundreds, if not thousands, of orders just sitting out there waiting to be triggered, waiting to run a process.
You have the order book. That's where the order book comes into play, and then you start looking at the depth chart, right? Because there's no depth chart for crypto right now, because there's no limit order books, right? And those limit order books is going to help people be able to also not get dumped on, because if you set an order if you basically set an order right now, or you buy on Uniswap or something like that, you're going to have to stay up all night. But if you can set a limit order to exit your position, you know, if it got to this price, it's also not only giving you that upside potential, but also a level of protection from, you know, letting you get some sleep. And if it goes to a certain price you don't want, it'll exit you out. So it's going to give a lot of power to the people. That's something that I mention it here and there, but it's really something that I think people overlook is the limit order capability, basically, and what it helps you with in the long term.
It brings the strategy into DeFi. You can actually
it sure does, bro. You said it right.
Yeah, you know, oh, go ahead, Arna. Go ahead. No, you're good.
No one staying up at night with a big pot of coffee trying to call a top.
I was just gonna hit that. You know, I would use the example. Right now, what we're seeing in the DeFi space is just a lot of weird degen plays, right? It's just people trying to make a buck, and it's shit coins. It's literally like they have nothing to offer. They don't do anything. They don't have any utility. They have nothing. They're just a shit coin that somebody makes on DEX or on ETH or BSC. And you watch hundreds of thousands of dollars FOMO into this thing with everyone praying to call the top, get the hell out and take the profits. Because excuse my language, that's exactly what you see happening, right? But in the space, you can't set limit orders on these because half these damn projects aren't listed on exchanges that allow you to set limit orders. So just like Arno said, right? Let's say you're in some shitcoin out there that claims to be the best in the world, and you're waiting for this damn thing to run, right? You're waiting for an all-time high to exit the hell out. But what happens if it's 11 o'clock your time? You gotta go to bed at some point, man. You can't stay up all night watching this damn chart. You can sleep right through the all-time high, and you can get dumped on. You can wake up tomorrow morning at an even lower low, and you miss your one opportunity to get out of that coin, right? Oh, yeah. Insert a situation where now you can go in and set a limit order and say, okay, I get here, I'm out, I'm done, sell it. Right? I gotta sell it, get out. Or when it hits here, I gotta buy it, get me in, right? Mm-hmm. And you can do it all in DeFi.
Put in my limit order.
Show me where you can do it.
I put in my limit order and go sit down and eat my barbecue. That's what you can do. All the way to barbecue. Lick your fingers if you want to. Take your time.
I mean,
my bad.
No, you're good. Go ahead, Rico.
No, I was gonna say we're gonna get like a wave of people again making money because it's gonna be natural for once people feel the difference when they switch over and see the limit orders. They're gonna be like, wait a minute, we just had it rough for a while. We were doing it almost like in the Stone Age, not having the limit orders because it's gonna help people out. It's gonna give you some extra sleep too, for sure. I think almost everybody has had that happen once, or at least heard the story of like, I went to sleep and when I woke up, it went higher than when it was up, and then I woke up and it never went back up ever again.
I will tell you a personal story, and Arno knows this one real quick. So there was a degen play in our private group called Stellaris, absolute shitcoin, right? But making these bull claims, and it was running. I got in at the ground floor. I dropped I think it was like $500, right? And I was like, hey, let's see. And it went all the way up to 1,500. And then here's what happened. I had 3 customers walk in the door. I was at work, and I couldn't check my phone, so I had to take care of business, right? So I stepped away from Stellaris. I came back, and it was all the way down to $97. In a blink of an eye, lost everything. And you're like, what the hell just happened? Rug pull me, baby, because that's exactly what happened, right?
Sorry.
But I had it. I was there. I was in, and I should have got out, right? But I was at work. I got busy. I couldn't check it. Turned around. Done.
Yeah.
Rug, baby.
It sucks, man, and that's why you really have to know what you're getting into. You've really got to do the due diligence. I mean, I've learned some hard knock lessons in DeFi in the last 2.5 years that I've been in the space.
Yeah,
and I tell you, like I sit in Shido chat. And I watch everyone complaining, oh, this isn't out, or win this, or win moon. Guys, could you just calm down? The one thing you don't have to worry about here is perspective, right? 'Cause they need to get a little. But the one thing you don't have to worry about here is you don't have to worry about your investment. You're not getting rug pulled. And you're actually in a utility token that's it's taking a little bit of time, but when it does take off, oh my goodness, is it going to take off? And you're going to go from being that bummed out, sad individual to that person that's celebrating every day for the rest of your life because you made the right decision. And for me, man, I hold on to those projects, right? Like Alcazar, like Shido. There's a few projects, man, that I cling to because I know I found them. I found the good devs. I found the right projects. I can go to bed comfortably at night and not be worried about my position when I wake up.
Or help your customers and not
help my customers and not be worried about what's happening when my phone's going. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
Or eat your barbecue. Lick your fingers.
Right. Let's not forget the barbecue.
I just think Arno wants a barbecue. That's what I'm getting out of this conversation. But no, I mean, we've covered Perpetual, we covered the decks, we've covered limit orders, we've covered peer-to-peer. One big thing really we got to cover, and that's the big elephant in the room. We talked briefly about MasterCards, but we haven't really talked about MasterCards. So let's open the debate, right? Let's talk about it.
Right.
And for me, man, I'm going to read through some of this here. I'll bring it up on screen for everybody. This to me is the absolute biggest thing right now when it comes to Shido. These MasterCards, man, dude, they are going to just completely change the space. One of the biggest things I want to point out here, when these cards first came out, we were kind of following the Crow setup where you had to stake your tokens to get your card. Understand that that's gone away. That's no longer a thing. You no longer have to stake your tokens to claim your card. That's gone. And that alone is something to me that I was like, okay, that is insanely awesome. Now, are there some fees? Yes. Are there fees with any major card, right? I'm sorry, but if you have a credit card in your pocket, you pay an annual fee. You pay a fee when you swipe it. Those things are there. You can't get around that. That is working with a bank, accept the fees that are there, and understand that your tokens that are staked in your wallet, they're going to make way more than the little bit that you're going to pay for the fee. Not to mention, the cash back per transaction you get is more than ample to recoup you for the little bit that you're going to lose for fees. And if you want this card, you're just going to have to accept the fact that fees are there. They're in the Crow card. They're in any card out there. You can't get around them. But even prepaid cards are even worse, bro. Are you kidding me? These fees are nasty. Like 12% processing fee. You're like, you don't even know about it till you swipe the card, and then it's like that rug pull moment, right? And not to mention the fact that prepaid cards, they're not off chain. There's no pre-conversion off chain. You could very well buy the most expensive bottle of soda the world has ever seen if Ethereum gas fees are over $400. I don't know that I want to play. I don't know that I want to play that game.
Or a back.
Said, drink that soda slow.
Right? But that's one important thing to know about the Shido card is there's no pre-conversion and it's all off-chain transaction, meaning that you're not going to pay those exorbitant fees. Very, very smart planning. When you break it down, all you have now is you have what's called a joining fee, right? So if you want in at the exclusive level, it's $25 fee to join. Silver level, $95. Platinum, $245. Diamond, $345. Now, one other thing I was really excited for, I want my 24K carat card, right? Like, I want that big, bulky MasterCard. But I didn't have 400 million Shido to stake to get it. So I was like, well, I'm not getting that card. Well, guess what? Valhalla's getting his card now because I ain't got to stake 400 million. All I got to do is pay a joining fee and then buy my card. And I'm in the club. I like that so much more than I did where you had to stake for an X amount of time and then pay.
I think what that does too, and early on in crypto, obviously we're DeFi advocates, and especially during the bull market when it was still very, very bullish, right? And we still didn't know. We didn't know nothing was in the air. I seen a couple of things where, it was something similar like this, where, basically, getting the normies to essentially have Shido, so then they stake it and then they get to participate in this. But what I found with either gaming stuff, if it was casino, crypto, if you just limited yourself to the amount of exposure, right? And it's like we have to make it as easy as we can for the 95% to be able to move over, making it processes that they're familiar with, and where they're already used to paying these fees and paying an annual fee, paying fees at the ATM when you buy stuff or when you're pulling money out or whatnot like that. So making it easy for them, so then we can lure them in with Shido. If we can have a good card out there that they like it so much that that's something they want to use, and then hey, we also have a perpetual dex, and we also have this, and we also have that or whatever, and it leaves that window open to bring in people who are not familiar with Shido. Yeah,
I agree 100%. One thing I wanted to break down here with everybody is really what you just talked about, the annual fees, right? So at the exclusive level, and we're going to walk through and read what all you get with all this here. The exclusive level, right, costs you $25 to get in. Okay, that's a one-time deal. Now you are going to pay $9.95 a month. Okay, so just like you would your Netflix subscription, right? You hardly even bat an eye at that. It's $119.40. If you consider and tell me right now that you don't stake your bag, at 11 or 12% APY and make more than $119.40 in 1 year, I will challenge you to that conversation because I know you're going to. So why are you even batting an eye at this fee? It's pocket change. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Especially for what you get. And let's talk about it. You get 1% cash back. You get the Shido exclusive card included with that, so you can get that cool design card. 3 fiat bank accounts. So you can open 3 fiat accounts inside your Shido wallet. You don't have to hold any massive amount of Shido for that card. And I'm sorry, I stand corrected. No, you don't have to stake it, but you do have to have X amount of Shido in your wallet. So I do want to correct myself there. You don't have to stake it, but you do have to hold as in have it in your wallet, and we'll talk about that when we get there to each tier. But for this one, you don't have to have any X amount in your wallet. Whatever you have, you can transact and do your thing. $500 account limit, USD, EUR, GBP accounts, unlimited crypto wallet accounts, $15,000 daily Shido exclusive card load limit, $1,500 maximum ATM withdrawal, 1% ATM withdrawal fee. That's pretty normal. 1.95% crypto card top-up fee. That, again, is only when you're topping up your card. Again, very normal, and fees and prepaid are way more expensive than that. You get free internal crypto transfers, 3.95% crypto off-ramp to fiat, quick free wallet-to-wallet transfers, 1.5% internal bank transfer out fee, free internal bank transfers, 2.5% traditional currency Forex exchange. So if you're exchanging it, there will be a fee for that. 24/7 concierge, up to 40% off travel, and 24-hour hotline support. I want to hear from you guys on the first tier. From what I read, for what you have to pay for that, is anyone disappointed with the first tier on this card?
Where's my free shoe shine?
Your free shoe shine, sir, is in the mail. But no, serious question though.
They're absolutely blowing it out of the water, man. This is
yeah.
There's nothing else to be said.
Yeah, for the little tiny bit of fees, right? Absolutely nothing. So let's escalate it. Let's go up here to the silver, right? So it's $95 for you to get the card. It's $14.95 a month. So it's $179.40. Again, I'm going to go back to my statement here. If you can prove to me that you're going to make less than $180 in staking in a full year, then I will say, okay, maybe this fee needs to be evaluated. I don't think that's going to be the case. You get 2% cash back, and I'm not going to read all of this because a lot of the fees are the same. Shido exclusive card capability, right? 5 fiat bank accounts. You do have to have 1 million Shido. You have to hold at least 1 million tokens to qualify for this tier. I think most people are in that ballpark. Multi-currency account. You can have a $1 million account limit. Insane. Oh, that's $500,000 account limit on the first one, by the way. I'm sorry, I said 500. The dot threw me there. So 500,000 on the first tier, 1 million on the second tier. Unlimited crypto wallet accounts, $30,000 daily Shido exclusive card load limit, $2,000 ATM withdrawals. So you do increase your ATM on the second tier. And outside of that, just a little bit of a reduction in fees. Everything else stays the same. So Shido Silver, are we frustrated with having to pay $180 a year to have an extra 1% cash back, up to $1 million sitting in your account with 5 accounts? So technically you'd have 5 million in one wallet split on 5 bank accounts. Are we frustrated about that 180 fee? I don't think so. What do we got, guys? Open forum, baby. Let's go.
No, I don't think so at all. I think with everything that they're offering, and also, I'm a sucker for making anything that's going to help crypto grow in any way possible. I want to be part of it. And, you know, I think what's interesting is maybe there's some clues that you have the possibilities to do something like that. Who knows, you know, that with this perpetual trading, you might need a 5 million. We might even use the law of attraction idea, right? And just say, like, you might need a wallet that holds $5 million that lets you hold that much, because who knows, maybe you guys are going to be doing something like that in the future. So
maybe you're buying real estate.
Exactly.
Maybe you're buying real estate and you want to buy 5 homes, right? Or whatever it is. Yeah, it gives you the capability, man. Rico, I agree 100%. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'll just
go ahead, Arno. What you got?
And one of my favorite sayings: removing the friction and removing the fear. And when you do that, you get the masses. That's where everything starts to go mainstream. That's where you get your 95% start flowing in. And that's when,
man.
Yeah, because what are you gonna do with your win Lambo money, right? What if you're doing so good? What if you get your Lambo money? Is your bank gonna allow you to move all that money right now? So, you know, Shido's not only giving you the tools to make the money with, you know, the things that you can do with leverage, and besides that, just the Shido overall as a as an ecosystem, but also a place to put that money in where you can spend that money, because you got to see it from front to end.
You know, it's funny. I'll touch on that, Rico, real quick. So I go through traditional credit unions. I refuse to go through like an actual certified bank here where I live, mainly because they're a little less stringent and they don't try to hold my money hostage to the degree that a typical bank will, right? I still go into my credit union and I conduct crypto all the time. And like whenever I go in, it's funny. Half the staff completely uneducated, the other half terrified. And then when I'm like, hey, I need to take $7,000 out of an account and move it here and do this with Mercurio, they're like, what are you doing with that? Well, you don't need to be worried about what I'm doing. I just need you to make sure it's possible to get it done. But even a low amount like $7,000, they're asking questions. What are you doing with $7,000?
And those
it's crazy. So it goes right to your point, right? Right to your point.
Those are the choke points are coming at you. Yeah.
Exactly. It's the choke points. You know, and so then you got the Shido Platinum. We'll hit these last 2 tiers here real quick, and we'll move on. But $239.40 a year. You have a $245 joining fee, right? The baseline here is your cashback goes from 2 to 4%. The aluminum card is now included if you want it, meaning that you don't have to pay for that card. You get that option here. Pretty awesome. 7 fiat bank accounts. You do have to hold 3 million Shido. $2 million bank account limit per bank account. You could have 7 bank accounts. So go ahead and do that math and see how much money you could hold in your wallet. It's ridiculous. $50,000 daily Shido exclusive card load limit. $3,000 maximum ATM withdrawal. So now all 7 of your cards can withdraw $3,000 a day. IBAN transfers of over $100,000 with no blink of an eye, so you can go from account to account. If you take it from USD to the yuan or whatever it might be, you're going to pay that that exchange fee. But hey, whatever. But the point here is, for $239, you're unlocking all of these benefits, and every tier is just getting even more aggressive. Crypto.com cannot even touch this. I mean, they're offering you Spotify for a month, but they want you to stake 400 million crow. Like, come on, man, get a break.
That's your sell. I'm not.
I mean, it's ridiculous, man. You have to hold $500,000 to get freaking Spotify free for 90 days or some crazy shit.
What doing over there? I'm not up to speed with them. They're offering. That's all they got is Spotify and. Wow, I didn't know that.
Sorry, I was muted. Let's throw Crypto.com under the bus. I'm sitting there muted, just going to town here. Let's throw them under the bus real quick. Let's see here. So we want to go metal Visa cards. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so let me show you the rewards. This is just dumb, dude. All right, so right here, brother. Right here. So if you hold 400,000 USD, so basically almost $500,000 has to be in your Crow account, you will get Spotify for free, Netflix for free, Prime for free, Expedia for free, Airbnb, airport lounge access. Oh, and you can have one guest. Crypto.com private, which is really nothing. You earn bonus rewards, exclusive merchandise welcome pack. Oh man, you better be giving me some good merchandise for almost $500,000 sitting in your account. Oh, and then a private jet partnership. So that's actually new.
Bahala, did you just say a Crypto.com fan pack?
Yeah, an exclusive merchandise welcome pack. Like you get like a welcome pack. Welcome to Crow.
On your front, a belt. Oh, never mind. Go ahead. I don't know what they're doing over there.
I don't either, man.
Oh,
it sounds to me like you're gonna get a little welcome package, maybe a T-shirt, maybe a coffee mug. Welcome to Crypto.com, right? This is a joke, man. This is your rewards. This is what you get from Crow. This is it. Not to mention your limits. Okay, so cool. Crow rewards, you get 5% cash back. Our absolute top card destroys that and gives you 6% cash back. Our top card is 6% cash back. Their bottom cash back is 1%. Our bottom tier card is 1%. I mean, come on. 2%, 3%, yeah. We go 1, 2, 4, and 6.
But the fact that you have to custody your tokens to get the card, though, that's where it's not even comparison. You have to custody your tokens.
Exactly, because it goes back to the whole point of this conversation of not your keys, not your crypto. And I talked about this, I believe, Rico, on your show, when we mentioned that if you have a situation, let's just say Crypto.com, right? Like right now, there's all the FUD about Binance, right? What if Binance filed bankruptcy? What if Binance went under? Let's just say what if. And you held $1 million on Binance, BUSD or BNB, whatever it was, you had it locked on the exchange. There's a little fine print there that says they can seize your assets and use that as part of their claim in the court proceedings against their bankruptcy filings. Basically, if your assets are on their account, it becomes theirs. You lose it. And they do not have to promise you anything back in return. They don't have to promise you a damn thing. So if you go back to Crypto.com, you have to lock up $400,000. Crypto.com goes under. You just lost $400,000. I really, really hope you enjoyed your exclusive merchandise welcome pack. I hope the coffee mug was worth it.
Welcome.
The fanny with all the nice toys.
It's insane. Insane that this has been considered the leading card in the world for crypto for like the last 5 years.
They come on, man. They're pulling up the rear on the Arcane Express. I mean, they're beyond outdated. I didn't even know they were offering little get like Spotify and Netflix. I mean, that's like, come on, man. I can get that with my Walmart points.
Exactly. Well, this one here, the private jet, this is new. They just added this because this wasn't here last time that I went in. So they're trying to incentivize you now with like, hey, we'll let you have a private jet. They'll probably just give you a flight or two, right? I'm sure you probably have to pay absorbent fees for that, gas, whatever it is. But the point still was standing. Like they're trying to incentivize you to hold that amount of money on their exchange in order to use this Obsidian card, which I'm sorry, is crap.
For them to compete with that format that they have now. I mean, they're going to have to. Once this gets going, this is going to be completely revamped. They're going to have to.
Yes. Exactly. Well, and the problem is, I don't know if they can because of what's happening right now with MasterCard. I don't know that they can revamp because wouldn't MasterCard have to agree to new terms? Wouldn't they have to basically restructure everything?
Right. With that new news coming out, like you won't be able to. That's why we'll have a monopoly.
I hate to say it, but you're spot on, man. Because I don't think they can restructure. You know, it's just like there's other projects out there talking about making a card. Their dreams just got shattered, man. They're not gonna be able to do it.
Early bird gets the win.
Everybody gets it. And then, of course, we have the final tier on the cards here. So $24.95 a month, 12 months, about $300 is what you have to pay a year for this, right? However, you're going to get 6% cash back. Shido Diamond LTD edition. I'm not sure exactly what that is. I'll get more information on that. Something exclusive, I'm sure. Aluminum card included here as well, just like the previous tier. Unlimited bank accounts. This gets ludicrous. You can have unlimited accounts in your Shido wallet. 5 million is all you have to hold in Shido to qualify. That's it. You only have to have 5 million tokens that you hold as a holder, and you qualify for this tier. That's it. You don't got to put $400,000 away. You don't have to stake it for 300 days or some crazy nonsense. You just got to hold 5 million tokens. I think probably 99.9% of all investors in Shido hold about 5 million tokens. I mean, at the bare minimal. I don't know that there's very many people that don't have at least 5 million, especially with the dips we've had.
The lowest holding the top 1,000 that I know of on either side holds around about 2.8 million. In top 1,000.
2.8. Okay. So, I mean, you're top 1,000, man, at 2.8. So, that's a lot of holders that are holding over 5 million. But even those right now that have 2.8, we've got some consolidation in the charts. You've got some opportunity to top it to 5 million. And you've got some incentive to do some because you see exactly the reward you're going to get. Multiple currency account, which is huge. You get that on every tier, by the way. So you can exchange it to any currency. You will pay the fee. Unlimited accounts. Unlimited account limit. Holy, okay. So whereas the previous one had a $2 million account limit, this one, no limits. No limits.
You're a whale.
YOLO. Mic drop, right? As you put it, straight alpha. Drop that 24 karat gold. Drop the 24 karat gold card. Why I'm struggling to say that on the counter and go buy your $7 million yacht. YOLO, no limits. Like that is where it gets insane.
That's when you come in and say, when I buy a whale.
I'm a whale, and you're gonna know it.
It's
just insane, man. It's crazy, man. It's insane. And then, of course, ATM, $5,000 per withdrawal per ATM.
How much is that?
$5,000 per ATM per withdrawal.
That's amazing.
You go up from 3 to 5.
Yeah, I mean, look, you struggled to get to 7,000, which just is $2 off, and you had to talk to actual people, and now you can just pull up to the ATM and just
any ATM,
yeah. That happened to me. You know, I want to buy a motorcycle and want to pull out some money. They're like, "What are you gonna do with it?" I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? You guys didn't ask me nothing when I brought it here."
Oh no, they want you to bring the money there, bro. They don't ever want to have that conversation.
No, they don't.
Because they want to lend it out and make interest on it. But it's when you want to pull it from them, it's the whole new conversation that we got to know who, what, where, and why. No, you don't. And you know, Rico, the other thing here to know too, man, is these are per day limits, bro. So this is $5,000 per day. So in 7 days, man, I mean, you're talking $35,000 you're pulling out.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's insane, dude.
Completely non-technical.
The possibility is kind of like just to think like positive and feel like we all have that option now to make that money, right? That's you needed those options almost at like I said, that law of attraction thing, and you know, that movie that I like, The Field of Dreams. If you build it, it will come. You know, so maybe you having a wallet that has no limit and you got that diamond card ahead of it. Maybe you're building your future and you're provoking that law of attraction, and you open that lane up. Not to get too deep on some stuff like that, but yeah, you never know. Why not try it?
Absolutely, man. And then, what we do have to cover here as well, we got to cover the costs on the different cards, right? So if you want the aluminum card, it's going to cost you 150 USD. Okay, it's available for the silver, the platinum, and the diamond tier. It's included in the platinum and diamond tier, so I would assume that you don't have to pay the 150 if you're in that tier. If you want the stainless steel, which is still quite a flex, I mean, that's like the freaking Apple card you drop down, right? Yeah. That's going to cost you $490 to get that card made. You can get that in platinum, and Diamond tier. Now, my only thing here, and Bjorn, if you watch this AMA, I have one request from you, is that you allow me to send in what I want to have soldered onto that card, so I can have my Valhalla logo right on the top of that bad boy, just right above the card reader, just inscribed in there. Got to have my little personal niche, right? Please allow me to solder that in. And then of course we got the 24 karat gold plated. Now, not solid gold, but still quite a flex, man. I would take a gold plated card and be fine with it. Cost you $3,700 USD. It's available for the diamond tier. And then, of course, we got the Mac Daddy of them all, 24 karat gold. It's going to cost you $23,000. The most alpha of alpha males are going to be dropping this on the table. It's going to come in an exclusive handcrafted Italian wooden box, and it's available only for the diamond tier. And all you have to hold is 5 million Shido. Go ahead, Arno. What you got, brother?
Hear me? I was trying to make the point. You guys were making some technical points. I was just thinking, how's it going to be when you watch people actually try to handle that card to make swipes? Like, here's your card. Your card, sir. Oh, thank you. Is this what I think it is? Yes, it is. And please handle it with care. It probably costs more than your check.
I'm watching you. That's the card, bro, where I'm sorry. I'm not going to let you take this to the register across the restaurant. I will meet you over there and swipe this card. There is no...
that card per month pay.
I'm just going to make the joke here right now. I've got to make this joke. You guys are going to appreciate this case. So right now, my 9 to 5, right, we all work our full-time jobs until we get here, okay? I make $39,000 a year right now in my 9 to 5. I just want to point out... Oh, shit. I'm terrible. I just want to point out, that's over 70% of my yearly salary on that card, okay? I just want to point that out to you. And the fact here that I'm going to be able to buy that because of the decisions I made in this project. Like, if those kind of things can't excite you, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Connect the dots is what he's saying.
Connect the dots, guys. Connect the dots.
You a lot more interesting.
Life's going to be a lot more interesting soon. It really is.
Have to go, please.
Oh man, like you're saying, you always talk about, Arno, and that is today's price, or no, sorry, yesterday's price will absolutely not be today's price.
No. Yesterday's price is definitely not today's price. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna look up and just go bonkers.
Yeah. Well, you know, with every AMA, we got to close these things out with a bang. So I saved the most bullish conversation, and I'm going to let Arno lead with this one for last. And I think Arno knows what it is. Little She-20 action, little shadow chain. Let's talk about it, bro. Let's talk about it. You lead us off, man. Lead us off.
What? Testnet. We're doing it already. And we've already established the EVM. Now, if people don't understand what an EVM is, that is basically the communication protocol that allows projects to be able to be ported onto Shadow Chain. This is important because this is what's going to allow more value to come into our blockchain. With each project becomes validators. With validators becomes more token consumption. More token consumption means more transactions. More transactions means more utility stress on the token supply and means more revenue for burns. Not only the burns that we use in our revenue, but also the burns that there are on the transactions. So, in a long-winded way of trying to say this is that just over the past couple of days, it may have sounded like a bunch of tech nerdy stuff, but understand that is the crux of why the blockchain is going to be big. Bjorn is going to leverage this thing against all the other blockchains or all these other projects that are struggling to get transaction priority. Come over here, get fertile ground on Shadow Chain. Start fresh, start new, and more importantly, start first. That's the key. Start first. They're going to come and they're going to come in droves. And I'm telling you right now, once this chain gets to about 100 to 500 projects, all using Shido tokens or SHI-20 at that point, because remember, only 94 billion to go around, it's going to become a fractionary situation where the price per token now has to go up to meet the spread that it has to facilitate. And once that takes place, once all those fees start going out on those validations, you're going to understand what this announcement really meant when you look back at it. So I pass to you, my man.
Man, how am I even gonna top that, bro? Jesus, coming out with the freaking fire, man. I think the only thing I got to add to this is sharding. Okay, and I know it sounds like a British person saying they're crapping their pants. I get it. Sharding, I get it, right? But the point here is sharding is one of the most important things, and the reason for that is because it allows unlimited TPS. For those who don't know what TPS is, that's transactions per second. That is literally exactly what Arno just talked about. The bread and butter of being able to be first on the chain and push your transactions like this. Boom, 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 one after another. And you do that by basically replicating and cloning the blockchain. So it literally will mirror, create another version of the chain, process, mirror, chain, process, mirror, chain. If anyone is a Stargate fan, you'll get my reference when I talk about the replicators. The little bastards that basically eat your spaceship and then destroy your planet because they do nothing but constantly replicate. That is Shido Chain. Literally going to just self-replicate to eternity, and nothing is ever going to touch it. Not Ethereum, not Solana, not any other blockchain that wants to tell you they have unlimited TPS, because we can literally scale this thing to infinity and beyond, as Buzz Lightyear would tell you. It's ridiculous.
Amazing.
It starts at 15,000 TPS, which is already insane, and can scale to an infinite level. Basically, Bjorn has come out and said, I can take this wherever I need to. If I have 50,000 projects all fighting for priority, I will give all 50,000 projects priority. Tell me a blockchain that can do that.
That is wild.
We just get one project, you're going to see some serious stuff. I mean, come on. I mean, you're talking about 95 billion tokens being dedicated to validate transactions 24/7 up to 15,000 per second to start. Now, when we can conclude from the history of crypto, from the granddaddy of them all, what I consider to be the greatest cryptocurrency of all time because of what it's done for the space, Ethereum, what it did in making decentralized apps possible and a viable business. You've already seen what that's done for that at a small scale. I don't know offhand. I forget what Ethereum's TPS per second. I forget offhand, but it ain't 15,000. I'll tell you that right now. And you've already seen what it's done for that. And keep in mind, that token mints. Yeah, that's right. Ethereum is inflationary. People don't understand that. Ethereum mints forever. It will never be there will always be tokens forever.
So,
ours is just.
Do you want to know what Ethereum's TPS is? Because it's going to make you cry. It's 27.
There you go. And you have all of those projects. Let me finish this. You have all that. Let me bring it home. You have all of those projects, the thousands and thousands of projects, fighting for each one of those every single moment. You tell me what's going to happen when they figure out, hey, new fertile ground. You don't have to change your protocol. We'll just link you right up because Bjorn's smart. He didn't try to reinvent the wheel. We're using the same language that you're using. Just come on over. Link on up.
I'm going to add a little more fuel to your fire for you to really bring it home. Let's talk about Polygon real quick. So Polygon is really, like, right now the hottest blockchain, right? Like, everyone is just blowing up Polygon. Polygon, their TPS is 7,000, Arno. That's it, 7,000.
That's good for them. That's really good for them.
But it's not good enough, baby.
I'm happy for Polygon. That is a great transaction for them. But it's not enough. It's not going to be enough. When the word gets out about this, and it probably already really, I mean, come on, you know how things like this spread in the developer community. You think people aren't really already got this stuff lined up? I wouldn't be surprised that probably 15% of the holders in Shido are developers getting ready to spread this out to their validator community and delegate. I mean, to me, the writings are already on the wall. These people already know what to do. I mean, it's played out so many times before. When you saw a new blockchains launched, they migrate over and they populate. New one comes out, they migrate over and they populate. It will be the same. There'll be a day when Shido becomes congested, and someone will build another one. They'll migrate to that one, but that today ain't that day. So I just don't see it like what Bjorn just announced over this past weekend. To me, is the writing's on the wall. I mean, get a position and hold it. Other than that, man, no, not financial advice, but Jesus Christ, I don't know what to tell you. Kind of simple.
I'm right there. Man. I'm right there with you, man.
I'm gonna keep it street. I'm keep it 100 with y'all. Just get a bag and hold it, man. Forget all the tech stuff. I mean, at this point, it's pretty much obvious.
You would think it would be pretty much obvious, right? And then, of course, you've got the top-notch security. So using the Byzantine fault tolerance system, you've got, I mean, the firewalls. You're talking about like the top level Bitcoin type level security that's being implemented into this blockchain.
By the way,
this thing's insane.
By the way, just to bring it home with the Byzantine, that's the actual protocol that XRP used back in when they debuted back in 2014. That took their transactions per second up higher. If anybody knows XRP, I'm pretty sure Rico knows. He's been around since 2017. He knows how fast XRP's transactions are. Even I understand they're not a real utilized token. I get all of that, but if you've ever used XRP, especially in the old days, it's really lightning fast. And with that type of protocol, it's already been flushed out. It's already been fleshed out. It's been tried and true. You can go and read all about it. I'm just giving people that information. If you want to read about Byzantine protocol, start your history lesson on that one, because that's one of the reasons why this thing's going to be as fast as it is. It's this like Bjorn is not.
I just want to say something about that blockchain as well, with like Shido and stuff, because I think like you guys were talking about, the more. I think my bad, Arnold. I think there's lag. My bad.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear you.
I got lag, or Arnold got lag.
Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead, Arno. We're good. We had some lag on our side. We got you, buddy. Go ahead.
I was just saying, Bjorn isn't really inventing anything new. He's just taking technologies that have already been hashed out and renovating them and making them better. He's doing what all great businessmen do. It's no different than what Edison did with Tesla stuff. Tesla made some stuff. He saw it, took it, made it a little bit better, and now we're using the stuff 100 years later. It's just the natural progression of things. And I look at Shido. It's like you look at Shido has so many elements of so many projects that came before it. You have cross-chain swaps that we got from the Uniswap initiative. You have, like you said, you have the sharding and everything that began from the Ethereum problems. They've taken that and we put it in here because we don't have to deal with the mining issue, because all of our tokens are pre-minted. We don't have to worry about minting new tokens. We're already set. So by definition, we can have a proof of work framework where we're not worrying about who's going to make the next token. What's the rush to the next computation? We don't have that problem. We don't have any of that friction. So we're taking bits and pieces of all the other projects that have come before us and the now 15-year history of crypto being what it is now, I believe. Taking all that and putting it into this project. And then you're leveraging it against fiat on or off ramps, which is, to me, is the number one concern. Getting money into crypto efficiently and frictionlessly is the number one concern.
Oh, did he get rug pulled?
For the space
I'm getting rug pulled. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was getting rug pulled this time.
Go ahead, Rico, man. Take the floor, brother.
No, I was just gonna basically just hit some points that you and the bro said, basically, on like, once you guys keep adding more tokens on there, and I just want to go back to like what we talked about kind of in the beginning with Bijor having this crystal ball, right? And kind of looking into the future and stuff. And if we look right now with, you know, the connections being made right now and the tokens being listed currently already, it's like you can see that they're building that foundation already through the tokens that are being listed on Shido Finance right now. So, you know, to make those connections later on and get those tokens to start to use Shido Chain, you know, connect the dots where it's not going to be that far-fetched. And I think he's doing the same thing again. If you pay attention and you read me in between the lines, he's already making these connections to make this blockchain exactly what it needs to be. And it's going to have a bunch of projects. Instead of having the blockchain and then having to wait for people to get ready to get on this blockchain, we already got people getting on Shido Finance. So we're going to have those connections, that networking that we already did, that right when Shido Finance kicks off, you guys are going to have that working blockchain that Bijor and the team and you guys keep having on the channels and telling everybody about. So I just want to, you know, you got to pay attention to his style of doing things. And I think he's doing it once again, that looking into the future. And I could see Shido Chain doing really good because the pieces are all there. You guys have proven to put it together time and time again. So I don't see why not. You guys would not be able to achieve this and do this magic trick once again. That lightning in a jar.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know, and just to round it out here, you can see right here, we've already checked off Shido Chain projection, framework and modules, strategic partnerships, and Shido Chain StageNet. Next on that list is Alpha Testnet. We've ticked off, like Bjorn said, we've ticked off everything we need to be able to start migrating into Alpha Testnet. I expect March to be a ridiculous month. You know, originally, yeah, we thought maybe we'd see Alpha Testnet in February. I personally was pretty sure it was going to be sometime in March. And that's kind of where I'm thinking we are. I mean, we're on the 28th today. We didn't hear any announcements on it. So I'm thinking probably the first week, second week of March, which I'm fine with. I'm glad he's taking his time and he's building it the right way because this is being built from the ground up. This isn't just something we're building on top of something else. We're literally building this from the ground up.
Right.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those.
The tokens that are being listed on Shido right now, so it's gonna be an easy transition. Honestly, it's gonna. You guys are getting the right exposure, and I'm hearing people talk about it more and more. And you guys are getting that spotlight that you guys deserve. That's for sure. Looking forward to the Shido Chain.
Well, with that, man, I think we'll round it out. Final thoughts. Arno's there. Before we hit that, anything else that I haven't covered tonight? I did want to take a moment before we go there. Rico, what do you have that you would like us to answer about Shido? What have we not hit that maybe some of the people who watch your content might have questions that we can answer tonight? Let's hit that before we do final thoughts.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me give you. I think you guys covered a lot. I think you know, maybe we can do this again where we talk about, you know, the giving people some safety nets with the Perpetual and stuff like that. But I think also talking about the limit orders, because it's really huge. You know, it's something that obviously you guys got so many big things going on that somebody's like, a limit order sounds so small. But, you know, I think talking to the community about, you know, practicing the understanding of these things and maybe giving them an outlet or something like that. But as far as utility, I mean, it'd be hard for me to kind of fix my muff and try to give you guys some pointers on something or explaining something. You guys always take care of that. You guys are very thorough with everything. And it's exciting stuff. It's stuff that it keeps people engaged with what you guys are doing because it's revolutionary in the space. So on that part, you guys are doing good. I think if, you know, I'm always going to be honest with you. If I call you my bro, I'm going to be honest. I would just, the little things that you guys are actually doing that are almost just as big and substantial as, you know, coming out with Shido Chain, which is like, you know, these limit orders and this Perpetual stuff. And maybe, maybe we get on here again and do something where we talk about that and, you know, tell people how exactly you use these and what type of ideas you can have when using them for entertainment reasons only, right? And just giving them that platform because, yeah, the tools are coming out. So, yeah, that's about it, man. I think you guys are knocking it out the park, to be honest with you. You guys are doing great, man. And I'm on the ride with you guys. So if you guys are doing good, I'm doing good. So, yeah, we're all good there.
Right on, man. I love hearing that. Well, you know what? Let's do final thoughts. Let's get everyone out of here for tonight. I'm gonna go ahead, guest honor. You're up first, man. Final thoughts for the community and those watching tonight. What do you got for everybody?
That Arnold's got to be the guest of honor, man. Arnold's the guy, man. It's not me.
Oh man, Arno is Arno was Arno. You are our guest of honor tonight, my man, and you are up first. I'm gonna put you on the grand stage.
I appreciate it. I just want to say thank you for the platform, bro. It's always a pleasure. Thank you guys for pulling up on the podcast. And Arno, even though you couldn't, you said those words, and that said a lot about you right there. The community that's always here. Don't let the negativity, people that came in maybe later on when you guys that have been here from the beginning and you guys got to see that, when we did that last live stream and you guys seen already what we've done. The proof is in the pudding. Valhalla just showed the part where things are being checked off the list. Remember, say what you mean what you say. And you guys got a team, a community, some people who endorse it on their YouTube channel and other social that show you that they're still here. They're showing their face. They're doing live streams. They're doing AMAs. So don't be scared when those who are not used to this, because there's going to be teething pains, right? New people that come in, and let them know and be that positive voice in the community that, doesn't fade and doesn't let new people shake you out of your position, because Shido's doing great. So just thank you guys and keep it up. I'm on this road with you guys. I'm with Shido for sure since last year, actually. So yeah, we're not going nowhere. So thank you guys. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, man. Arno, I'm gonna let you take it from there, brother. What you got?
Well, first I want to go ahead and give my man Rico a shout out. Now, I may not say this or show this now, but I do watch your content. I'm actually a subscriber to your channel. And let me just go ahead and do a nice little bit of service. People understand this man he's a class of 2017. Okay, he's with me. With this, we both broke. He both broke in the same year, essentially. And let me tell you, back in 2017, crypto was a different space. You didn't have the old LFG videos. White papers were 15 pages long.
Yeah.
You had cryptocurrency videos out here that were like about being made by some of the most driest people in the world that you had to sit through to learn from. So let me tell you, do yourself a favor and subscribe to Rico, because I don't say this very often to people when they come on the show or anything like that, but his content's good. He's a fair-minded guy. He knows how to read charts. He's generally accurate by everything he says, and pretty much when he's not, he'll tell you why. And that's what you want. So with that being said, after that love, as I just gave my man Rico, I'm going to turn it back to Shido. Understand, people, that we are basically going on a precipice, as we use that word here a lot, of this project going to the next level. We are going from building to deployment stage. Understand what that means, people. Okay? Think about, Valhalla appreciate this, think about wartime. You're on a submarine. What do submarines generally do at wartime? They fire torpedoes, but there's a point where the torpedo has to get manned, has to be carried, has to be loaded, and then it gets deployed. And when that happens, the boom happens.
Yeah.
The boom is getting ready to happen.
I'm blown away. That's just epic, man. I'm kind of in shock, and I appreciate the support. You guys are doing amazing things. I'm blown away. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
I got lag here or something.
No, you're good. No, you're good. Okay. You're good, Arno. You're good, man. Fire away.
Okay. But I was just saying, like the point where this project is at right now with to me, like I said, I've been waiting for Shadow Chain to get to the point to where you can say, okay, now we have the communication technology to be able to communicate with the developers projects. To me, that was going to be the green sign. Okay, now it's getting real, because now you're getting ready to be able to onboard. Now you're getting ready to start your validator program, your delegator programs. Now you're getting ready to start getting into deployment phase. Cross-chain swaps are coming. 1.5 has already said this. Cross-chain swaps, I'll say it again, and this is why I've been hunting. Valhalla knows my story. I've been hunting down a cross-chain project for God knows how long, trying to get at the ground floor of one. Because I know if you get there with a native token, you can pretty much write your own ticket to fortune. Mission accomplished with this project, I believe, knock on wood. But understand, people, that I've been in this project for 7 months now, and the amount of growth that I have seen has been unlike anything that I have seen in the crypto space. And I've seen a lot of stuff. Like I said, I'm class of 17. I came into space when Ethereum was like $35. Okay. I came into space where Avalanche was still building. Didn't understand it, missed it. Solana still building. I didn't understand it, missed it. EOS, the failed project. Didn't understand it, missed that. Could have bought that. I've seen a lot of projects with similar characteristics to what Shido was doing come into the space and build, but never at this rate and never at this point where you have all of this wealth of utility getting ready to get launched that's going to renovate the crypto space and basically bring it to where it's ultimately going to be a mainstream environment for the average person to come in here and speculate. And when you have that going forward, the opportunity for major investment plays where you're going to be talking about 1,000x returns are going to be most likely gone. We're getting to that point in crypto, in my opinion, where we're in that third wave where those type of opportunities are coming less and less and less. I mean, yes, you're gonna have your little dingy planes that you get in, they go up for like 5 minutes, and maybe you catch a Hail Mary. But gone are the days where you have all of these utility projects that are launching left and right. That if you had a little bit of insight and could have got in early, where you can make these 1,000x returns over a year or 2 years of holding. If you're not in this project right now, I know. Don't get me wrong. I know this token right now is very expensive. It's very even after the pullback, it is a hard ticket to get a strong shuttle position. But if you have the means and you have the way, understand if you can just find a way to get to 5 million tokens and just hold them suckers, because the ability to stake them, delegate them, or even run maybe you can run your own validator node. You can do that for those people who are so inclined. You're going to have options, or even just putting them on the debit card and getting your staking rewards there. There are going to be so many options to make money with just 5 million tokens over the long haul. And understand that this token supply is very small, and we'll be using an ecosystem that will be stressing it 24/7, 365 through various instruments in crypto that are too numerous to name. So in closing, not financial advice, but Shido Global is getting out of the building phase and going into deployment phase. And if you are not on the boat, you are going to regret it.
Man, how do I even come in here with these two titans and close out? This is just goddamn on the freaking fence, man.
Love it.
All I gotta say. What's up, Arno? Go ahead, man. What you got?
I'll just saying, go LFG.
No, man. I'm gonna echo them both. Starting with Rico, this project. I love what you said. Where you got people who are showing their faces, right? Like you got me, you got Arno, you got you out there. You've got a lot of people. They're up here just talking about Shido. We've been talking about it for over a year. We've been ignored for over a year. We've had people, it's utility, man, whatever. Well, you know what? The time has come for you to realize the crypto space just went through an irreparable change. The crypto space got rug pulled. That's what happened, right? You had exchanges dropping left and right like flies. You had retail and investor money cashing out and running for the hills because they thought the end of crypto was here. But you know what? The smart OG investors, the people like us who are educated enough. I haven't been in the space as long as you guys, but I've been here long enough to understand the trends, to see the fear, to understand what's taking place, and to know this is when you bite. This is when you get a position, because this right here is probably one of the few opportunities you're going to have to irreparably change your life. Yeah. Bull runs are going to continue to happen, but I think they're going to continue to decrease in potency, right? As more regulation continues to trickle in, as things change. One of the greatest points Arno made is you can't. There's not a lot of stuff that you can just keep remaking, right? Like. Almost everything in crypto has already been done. Shido isn't reinventing the wheel. It's taking stuff that's been here for years that's never been implemented into one utility, and it's doing something new, right? It's bringing all the tools in one wallet for you to use and never have to worry about centralized exchanges. It is completely taking the liability of a centralized exchange out of the picture. Nobody's done that before successfully until Shido entered the arena, and here we are. The opportunity for projects to do stuff like that is starting to close, right? We don't need 5,000 blockchains, right? We don't need 50,000 wallets. We don't need 10 billion swaps. None of that means anything, right? But what does mean something is when you go and take a blockchain, make it unlimited TPS. Using the Byzantine protocol, you go in and you wrap it in security like nothing has been seen before. You use the foundation groundwork of the greatest blockchain that ever came into existence. That is Ethereum. That is why we are all here. That is why we are all attaining generational wealth. Thank you, Vitalik Buterin. It's because of you. It's because of you solving a quadrant and solving an issue, right?
Mhm.
Those options allowed us to now come in and further that frontier, taking what has already been there, but doing it one step in the right direction, in a better direction, and making it more versatile for the entire crypto space. Shido is bringing mass adoption to the front stage, right? Nobody else has done that. The next project is going to have to do something way more impressive than what Shido did to get the same level of exposure that Shido has today. That's where I tell you, get a bag, get a position, not financial advice. What you listen to here is entertainment and is our conversations and our points, but kinda. If you want to change your life, get a bag. Go fill your bag. Stop being fearful when the charts retract. Stop panicking because you're not at the pricing your head at the time you think you should be there. You will get there. It is not on your timeline. It is on the market's timeline. And right now, we want this market to continue this trend upwards, this slow but progressive trend upward. Why? Because we're building structure. If anyone remembers the 2018 bull run, you remember that we didn't have market structure. You went straight up and you went straight down, right? Because there was no market structure. This is different. This is mirroring 2015. We are step by step building the structure with Bitcoin and Ethereum and BNB. We're shaking out the weak hands. We've shaked out a lot of the bad prospects in crypto, and now this space can learn and move forward together. And as we move forward together, we can bring mass adoption into this space. We have a greater opportunity now to bring mass adoption into crypto than I think we have since its introduction with Bitcoin. That, I think, was the only other pivotal moment where there was really an opportunity to say, embrace this right now, because you're never going to have this opportunity again. Shido, in my opinion, is that next chip. You're not going to find a project like this, in my opinion, in a very long time. And if you don't get a position now, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months from now, whatever time frame it is, you're going to be regretting that decision. Because this bull run's starting. We're out of the waist deep. We're in the knee deep mud, right? The bank is in sight. The bears are trembling in the woods. The shotgun is cocked and loaded, and we're coming for you. There ain't shit you're going to do about it. We're coming. We're going hunting, and we're about to have a feast, and you're on the menu, bears. So you better cash out your long or your shorts, and you better get ready because the longs are coming in, and they're here to play. That's it. That's where we're at. There's no more BS. There's no more opportunity for the bears. You guys are done. The bulls are ready to run. Shido's going to run. Projects like Shido are going to change lives. Get in, get a position, get ready. That's all I got, man. I don't know what more to say to the people in this case, right? It's just
you got
get
me
it,
pumped
man.
up there.
Just get it,
like
man.
that.
Like that's all there is to it. Just get it.
Yeah.
Stop hesitating. Stop being fearful. Just get it and get ready.
Hey, all I know is I've been shopping for Stacey Adams. That's all I got to say.
I love it.
All right, man. Well, with that, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. It has been one hell of an AMA. I love it. Every time Rico comes, man, it's always a blast. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have you back, man. Mikasa Sikasa, anytime,
Thank
brother.
you, bro. Much love, much respect to the both of you guys, and same to the community. Yeah, until next time, we'll do it again. That's for sure.
You got it, man. All right. Well, everybody, get out of here. Enjoy your night. And I will see everybody next Tuesday with me and Arno. Please make sure. Oh, you know what? One thing we did forget to close and talk about. 1.5. I can't even believe we didn't even mention 1.5 this entire AMA. Arno did. We got so sidetracked with everything else. Cross-chain is coming. Cross-chain is coming in this update. This wallet update, cross-chain is coming. It's finally here. It's what we've been waiting for, and this is This is Willy Wonka's golden ticket, right? This is what's going to start changing shit real quick. So do not miss the AMA this Thursday. 1.5 is rolling out. Go get it. We'll talk to everybody next week. Take care, guys.
Later.